This 14-year Nintendo streak looks like it's coming to an end. So since 2012, at least every 2 years there's been a new Mario RPG, but it seems like we're not getting a Mario RPG this year, so the streak looks like it's going to be over. Now before I get more into that, I just want to say big thanks to JP Fans for sponsoring this video, and I'll talk about them a little more later on. So this streak that dates back to Sticker Star in 2012 will be ending, it seems. So what is that streak? It's that since then, there has been a Mario RPG come out at least every 2 years. So most recently, we got Brothership in 2024, but we got nothing in 2025, and nothing seems to be on the horizon for 2026. No remake, remaster, new game, and just with a few months left in the year, it seems highly unlikely that the streak is going to continue. Now, if we want to go back even further, before 2012, we got Bowser's Inside Story, which was 3 years before. So you could say that streak is still alive, and I guess we'll see in 2027. But I think it's kind of sad. I was hoping to see some sort of Mario RPG on the Switch too. Not expecting like a new Mario and Luigi game, but I was hoping for something. Whether it was a remake of the original Paper Mario, a brand new Paper Mario game, since it's now been 6 years, which is actually the longest gap between new Paper Mario games. Like, yeah, we got the remake in 2024, but going back to Paper Mario on the 64, it's been pretty much every 4 to 5 years, and in most cases it has been 4 years. Now we're going to go on 7 years next year. So I'm just a little surprised Mario has had nothing for RPGs last year or this year, because I feel like it's always a pretty safe bet, like that there's going to be some sort of Mario RPG, especially with the Switch, where you now have the option for Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario and Mario plus Rabbids and even Super Mario RPG. Like, I think there's potential for a sequel there. For those of you who have watched my channel for a while, you know I'm a huge Mario RPG fan. Like, I love the Paper Mario series, I love the Mario and Luigi series, and I've played all of these games, most of them multiple times. And I actually don't hate remakes in this series. I think that the Bowser's Inside Story remake is probably the weakest, just because I don't think it really improved upon the original game. I think it's a good game. I've actually been replaying the remake somewhat recently, and it's a good game. And then there's the Superstar Saga remake, which I think is technically better than the original, but I'm always biased towards the original since it was the first RPG I ever played. I think the Thousand Year Door remake is a clear upgrade. I think the Super Mario RPG remake is a clear upgrade. So I was hoping for something like Paper Mario, or if we got a Super Paper Mario remake, then that would maybe just be the best thing ever, since that is legitimately one of my favorite games of all time. Or if we got a Super Paper Mario 2, even better, like that would just be cinema. But this begs the question of, when are we going to be getting a Mario RPG, and why is the streak now breaking? So I'm not really sure. Like, I don't really have a good reason why. It's not like Nintendo has been releasing a ridiculous amount of games. Not to say that they've been releasing nothing. And they also haven't released many Mario games for the Switch too. Like, of course we got Mario Kart World, and then we got Mario Tennis Fever this year. We got Mario Wonder DLC, but the Switch 2 has been kind of light on Mario games. It's actually kind of crazy, like how many Mario games we got for the beginning of the Switch era. Like we got Mario Odyssey, we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we got Kingdom Battle, all in 2017. In 2018, I believe that's also when we got Mario, another Mario Tennis. I forgot what else that was that year, but definitely had some more Mario games early on, especially the big 3D Mario. I'm kind of expecting a 3D Mario next year at this point, but I would really hope that we get some sort of Mario RPG next year also, because we know literally nothing about 2027 for Nintendo now. Like, legitimately, we don't know a single game that is coming out next year except for Pokemon Winds and Waves, so they could really do anything. So especially if a 3D Mario is coming out later in the year, I would probably expect a Mario RPG earlier in the year. Now, for Mario RPGs, like, they've never really released at a consistent time. Like, you have some series that are usually earlier in the year, you have some that often come out later in the year. Mario RPGs have kind of been all over the place, but if you release it in, let's say like March or something, or April, like, it's not competing with a 3D Mario game releasing in October or November. So that would be my guess. And then it just comes down to, what is it actually going to be? I highly, highly doubt it's going to be a new Mario and Luigi. It could be Kingdom Battle, but I don't really know. Like, Kingdom Battle goes for so cheap at this point. I don't know how well it's sold. Maybe it's sold well and it's cheap for whatever reason. But if I had to guess, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the new Paper Mario was next year. Like, it's going to be 7 years, their new system is out, and I think part of the reason for the long gap was just because the Origami King came out in 2020, so towards the beginning of the Switch era, just 3 years in, and then the Switch ended up lasting 8 years. They probably didn't want to release a second Paper Mario on Switch. Then you have Intelligent Systems working on Fire Emblem, even though I'm sure they're working on multiple games at once, probably don't want to have those games compete against each other. Or you know what, maybe they do, because I'm sure there's been plenty of times where these games have come out pretty close to each other, but I digress. The main point of this video is just to say that I found it interesting, after all these years the streak streak is coming to an end, because I was pretty confident they were going to announce something earlier in the year. Like, not even necessarily a new game, but like some sort of Mario RPG project. And unless something crazy happens, we're just not getting that. I just really hope that whatever the next Mario RPG is, especially if it's Paper Mario, that we actually get a better story with more unique characters this time. Because remember, in Japan, Paper Mario is called Mario Story. And speaking of Japan, I want to talk more about the sponsor of this video, JP Fans. So here's a package I got from JP Fans, you can see on screen now. I ordered all of these from different Japanese listings, and then they were sent to the JP Fans warehouse, and they were combined into one shipment. Everything was packaged super well, and items arrived in great condition. The website was super easy to use. Plus, I had so many options for different storefronts to choose from. As you can see, I got some really cool items here. I got Japanese versions of Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. I got these Resident Evil keys since I thought they looked cool. I got this really cool copy of the Japanese version of Electroplankton. This Brain Age one I've been wanting to get for a while, but it never actually got a North American release. And this Resident Evil collection. Lastly, I got this Kirby collection and also a Super Famicom with a bunch of games. If you're interested in Japanese games, mangas, or other collectibles, click my link in the description to check out JP Fans. Now back to the video. So something else I wanted to talk about was, is there potential for maybe a new Mario RPG series? So remember, for the Switch, we got Mario plus Rabbids, and then we got Sparks of Hope, so that was a completely new series. And if some of you remember, we got one on the 3DS, which was Puzzles & Dragons Mario Edition. And while that game wasn't great, I mean, still technically a new Mario RPG. So I'd be interested to see if they have any new projects. Maybe that's why it's taking long, because they're putting a lot of efforts towards something new. As for what that could be, I have no idea. Maybe it's even a Super Mario RPG too, because it's not a series, it's only been the one game and then the remake. And I think the remake showed just how well this game has aged, especially just the gameplay of it. Now, it's not perfect, like it is a little bit of a simpler RPG, especially compared to a lot of other Mario RPGs, but it's just a fun game. It's not an overly long game, it's not overly difficult, but it was kind of just a relaxing game. Like, I love the charm of it. And I know there's like some licensing stuff with the game, so I don't know exactly what would be in store for a sequel, and especially since it's been 30 years now since the original came out. Who knows, but I mean, it was 27 years at the time when we got the remake, where there was barely any mentions of it. Like, yeah, there was like a couple like Geno references here and there, like I think he had a costume in Smash, he had some cameos, but there really wasn't much of him. And I promise you, if Nintendo wanted to make a Super Mario RPG 2, anything with like Square or whatever, like any licensing stuff or rights, Nintendo could get it done. So anyway, let me know what you think about this streak ending. What do you want to see next out of Mario RPGs? Again, big thanks to JP Fans for sponsoring this video. Now be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.